Welcome back, everybody, to Dr. Sellers Educate. We're happy that you're back as you continue on your journey towards achieving certification as a nurse educator. We're going to wrap up our final snapshot focusing on Boyer's scholarship model, honing in on the last dimension, which is teaching. It is known as the heart of our role as a faculty member. We're going to take a little bit of a different twist for this episode. We're going to actually start with our practice test question. All right, so here we go. We have a new nursing faculty member who is being mentored by a tenured professor. Which activities should be included to demonstrate the scholarship of teaching? We have 4 options here. Option A is develop a criterion-referenced assignment aligned with Bloom's application level. B, design a learning model to promote integration of high-fidelity simulation. C, present the outcomes from a collaborative project on inclusive learning. Or D, conduct a research study to examine effectiveness of unfolding case studies, which happens to be one of my favorites. All right, so these are the 4 options. And now we're going to take a look at some content to ensure that you all are closing your gaps as you continue on your journey. Remember that whether you're taking the CNE, the academic, or the CNE clinical, or the CNE novice, you can expect to see questions on your exam related to Boyer's scholarship model. Now, we are providing just a small snapshot here. We get this question a lot. Is there enough content here in our snapshots for you to use this YouTube channel as your exclusive resource, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, as your exclusive resource to help you be successful on the exam? Well, we know that it can certainly supplement your learning, but it should not replace a review course, okay? There are upwards of 110 hours you still need to dedicate to focusing on specific content related to all of the competencies. That would be 8 for CNE, 8 for CNE novice, and then 6 for CNE clinical to ensure you are closing every single knowledge gap. Our goal here at Dr. Sellers Educate is that you will take the exam one time. However, we are with you until you are successful on the CNE exam, because that's just how important it is to us. Our goal is to help every single nurse educator achieve certification by NLEN as a nurse educator. All right, so let's jump back into our content. In 1990, Ernest Boyer called for a balance between research and teaching. We know that as a good scholar that we want to ensure that we are, first of all, being really good teachers, right? That is an important dimension of scholarship. They are all equally important. We've talked about the scholarship of discovery. We've talked about the scholarship of integration, as well as the scholarship of application. And now we're on our 4th dimension, which is the scholarship of teaching. His work simply stated that all dimensions of scholarship are important, and we want to invest in our leadership or our development as an educator first, being a really good educator, and as a leader to ensure that we are doing the work that we need to do to make sure that we are excelling in all dimensions of scholarship. When we talk about teaching, it does involve different elements. First, it is communicating effectively with our students, right? We want to support the transference of knowledge that we know based on the experience that we have, as well as the textbook information, being able to break that down in a way that students are able to walk away and meet those learning objectives that we have identified for every single course. Second element we want to hone in on is our ability to develop innovative curricula. We want to create those high impact active learning experiences for our students. And then we want to be able to share this teaching expertise with our colleagues. Okay, so those are the 3 tenets associated with the scholarship of teaching. It does require us to be able to validate that we are effective teachers, and we can do that in a number of ways. But one of them would be our evaluations, right, for our students. This is the end of the semester for those of you that are watching the episode with us today on the day that it's actually posted. But no matter where you are in your actual course, you want to make sure that you're soliciting feedback from students about whether or not you are effectively facilitating learning, right? That's what our goal is. We just facilitate the learning process with our students. Teaching is the synthesis of all types of scholarship, okay? So it is based on the scholarship of discovery, where we are generating new knowledge, integration, where we're gathering those facts, and then we have application, where we're actually putting those facts and the evidence into use, right? We are being able to utilize those teaching strategies that we may read about, and even in the clinical setting, once we identify those evidence-based practices and what those guidelines are associated with safe patient care, we're able to apply them in real time with our students. So now let's take a look back at our practice test question, and let's see how close you came to choosing the correct answer. If you chose C, present the outcomes from a collaborative project on inclusive learning, you are correct. This is directly aligned with content from Billings and Halstead. Remember, here at Dr. Sellers Educate, we are not endorsed by NLN. However, we believe in following their exam blueprint. Okay, that's why 98 to 100% of nurse educator colleagues that we work with that follow our 7-week study plan, or that we work with under the C&E in 60 days program, they are successful. Okay, so right now we actually have a 100% success rate for those that follow us and that we partner with on that C&E in 60-day journey. And then the second resource, of course, is Dr. Caputi's C&E review book. That's chapter 7. Now, if you're on the journey for C&E CL, we only want you to purchase the resources that you absolutely need to be successful. That would be Teresa Schallenberger's C&E CL review book or her C&E CL competency book. All right, so for more information about all of these resources, you can go ahead and look in our description section if you're on our YouTube channel, but it's also listed on Spotify. All right, so until next time, this is how you can reach us at drsellerseducate.com, or send us an email, info@drsellerseducate.com, and we will see you in our next episode. Have a great one, everybody.